Smash World Tour was by far the best Smash Ultimate tournament of all time, and no one showed up more than Cosmos.
I believe it. Maybe not.
Oh,
okay.
Cross slash, bro.
No way!
God!
What?
Who does that? To overcome as Pyramithra.
Clutch bows?
Hey, sometimes, man.
Is it time?
Sometimes, man.
Oh!
Oh! He's dead! Actually, Cosmos overcoming his demons.
24 here on Cosmos. 98 on.
Oh, we're back to Mithra. He wants a forward smash.
Probably. And I mean, if he gets it at the edge, it should kill.
Oh, he got it! No!
Not enough.
Bro.
Oh, it might be a heartbreaker if he can't find this next hit. Insane!
What?
He got the block, but it doesn't matter. He's still living.
That boy is not giving it up.
No!
Not like that. The Leo special to claim the World Championship crown. Cosmos.
The three players I felt had the most interesting player-to-player matchups with Cosmos were Zomba, Spargo, and Mkleo. If there's just one specific player you want to hear about, there should be chapters on the video corresponding to each player. Now, starting off with Zomba, we're going to be looking at the last match of their losers semifinal set. Cosmos actually fought Zomba another time, and that set went to Game 5 last hit. Meanwhile, this set only went to Game 4, and was won very convincingly by Cosmos. Just like the results suggest, he played much better in his second set with Zomba, which is why we're going to be watching a game specifically from this set. While I won't do this for every game I cover, I think it's important to highlight why Zomba chose Smashville in this set. It's really important to understand stage picks to be a competitor in this game. They're one of the most important and subtle things in every Smash set, so let's take a look at why Zomba chose Smashville. Firstly, Zomba cannot go to Pokemon Stadium 2, since he has run his most recent game of the set on that stage. And in the SWT rulebook, it states you cannot go back to the stage you have won your most recent game on.
I did the first time.
Yeah,
Maybe an
oh my god.
In a similar way, I believe that Cosmos also banned Small Battlefield because it is so similar to PS2 and is the only stage that is quite like PS2 on the stage list. Next, Zomba does not want to go to Town and City, having lost games 2 and 3 on that stage, even one being his own counterpick. As far as Final Destination and Kalos go, because these are essentially both FD as far as the matchup goes, Zomba does not want to go to these because of the difficulty he would have landing as Rob against Aegis. Zomba also does not want to choose Lylat. Not only does Mithra have 3 platforms for extending combos, but also the Blast Zones altogether are some of the smallest in the game, meaning that Cosmos could switch to Pyra and kill much earlier than on most other stages. As for why he wouldn't go to Yoshi's, it has all the same problems as Lylat, with Blast Zones that are even a bit smaller than Lylat's, and 2 giant platforms for Mithra combos and Pyra platform pressure. It would just not be a good time as Rob. With that, we've gotten rid of everything besides Battlefield and Smashville. However, Cosmos still has one ban, and considering the pros and strengths of Aegis, he probably banned Battlefield, leaving Smashville. Real quick, just look at how he's already conditioning Zomba for what he wants. Partly, like, you notice how he just like narrowed through that platform just to give Zomba the impression that he was going to be really pressuring him on platforms. And part of that is Mithra just being Mithra and being able to like condition you into shielding for free. But you're going to notice that Cosmos, this entire set, really plays off of the fact that if you don't shield against Mithra, you are in like major danger all the time to get just a ton of grabs. Just see how he does it.
The most he was going to take was one side B. Not bad.
Right there.
Wasn't gonna be able to get up there. I feel like
There are many more to come.
Yeah, he ran off.
See, 80 to 92. Zomba trying to chase.
You'll notice how in Disadvantage, Pyra Mithra players, when they're on Pyra, will almost always swap to Mithra. And this is simply because her survivability compared to Pyra, even though I'm pretty sure she actually has a bit less weight, is so much more than Pyra. Her neutral is way more consistent, her speed is way more, so if you're in disadvantage, drifting away from the opponent is just going to be so much easier. And just overall being able to get everything resetted and get things back the way you want it, where you're in a pretty commanding position, is much easier if you switch to Mithra And also, it's like a mini little air dodge, so it's overall something that a lot of Pyramithra players will do whenever they're in disadvantage.
Great move here from Mithra, obviously.
Look at
Away
him
from
here.
that.
Look at- he's trying to grab way too much. His hands are going out. And trying to force it too much.
Another grab.
Openings that he's giving Cosmos are just clean that up. Nicely done, Zomba. He's got to find that motivation, man. Again, it's the guy that put you in losers to begin with.
So many grabs.
Sure, getting that rematch
So well
win
played by
would be everything,
Cosmos
and
this
then
set.
move
It's
on
crazy.
even further in this bracket. I mean, this is loser semis,
Like,
bro,
another thing you have to note is that Cosmos is just making it so hard for Zomba to get any hits. He does something, it's like, here's my end leg. It's like, there's no end leg on Mithra, and then he just punishes him for it. Like, just look at, it's so well played.
just got to find that motivation, man. Again, it's the guy that put you in losers to begin with. I'm sure getting that rematch win would be everything.
Like, you can just see how desperate Zomba is for a hit. And it's because Cosmos is just playing around him so well, but he unfortunately just cannot find one.
Further in this bracket, man, this is loser semis, bro. Like, we have gone a
Zomba, but the crowd. I think the crowd really wanted to see Zomba go further, but Cosmos is just.
Now watch what happens very closely here, because this is actually one of the most like impressive and like just quick thinking plays of the set. It doesn't like look too flashy, but once you actually like take a step back and notice like how many options are covered, it's really nice. So just watch what happens with this.
Just dissecting Zomba's play here.
And Zomba dies. You'll notice, just take a look at how many options this covered. Zomba, obviously, if he attacks right here with anything, even down to like Rob's like move that is like the shortest ever, even with that, he was not able to shield before the gyro comes down, so it's a free punish for Cosmos. For example, if he jumped though, you'll notice that this definitely would have still hit him, and then Cosmos would have just forward aired him anyway, just at a slightly different timing. And the only way he could have avoided this were if he rolled into Pyramithra, where Cosmos, if he had just held shield, could have just reacted and upbeat and he loses the stock. So there's no way he's going to do that. Roll away, which would put you even farther into the corner against Pyro, which is just terrible, or held shield. Now, holding shield was definitely an option, but just because of the fact that, again, you're keeping yourself in the corner against Pyra, she can throw the gyro at your shield and then it's super safe, and then she can just like do anything and you're at 149. It's totally understandable why Zomba would have tried to attack out of the corner, but Cosmos is ready for it and just demolishes him. Very well played by Cosmos. Credit where credit is due though. Zomba adapted to Spargo's tomahawks very well this set. You'll notice how Cosmos set himself up perfectly. Like, he got himself right there, and he wanted Zomba to shield because what he wants Zomba to expect is a nair down. Because if Cosmos were to hit this nair, he would get nair into back air, up B, just tons of damage, like 30-ish damage. So it would have been really bad for Zomba, especially when he's trying to mount this comeback. But credit where credit is due, Zomba again adapting super hard, realizes that Cosmos is most certainly going to go for this tomahawk, and he gets his 2 down tilts.
Hold shield, punish Zomba.
Wait a minute. Take the damage right here.
You'll notice how Cosmos is like throwing out a lot of attacks right now. He's really just like suffocating Zomba. Like, look at the amount of like he just reacts, he frame traps in here on the platform. Like, he's just not letting up just because of Zomba's big body. And he can't really get around the attacks. Really well played by Cosmos.
All right.
Never mind.
Oh my God! Much like
And then to end off the set, Cosmos gets his down air. He tried that a few times throughout the set, but he finally guesses right on Zomba's recovery. Zomba wasn't messing up the best he could have, especially like just like attacking his attacking timings or just like attacking in general. He wasn't really doing it, so Cosmos really had nothing to fear with going for that down air. Very well played by him, and he gets the win.
Foresight.
Next up, we have Cosmos versus Spargo. Spargo is known as the #2 best player in the world and also #2 most consistent, so it's crazy to see how someone could ditto him to his own character and absolutely demolish him. In fact, in all of the 9 games that they played, Spargo only took a single game with Pyramithra, and the rest were taken by Cloud. So, with that brief introduction, let's see how Cosmos managed to outclass Spargo at this tournament.
As the set with Zomba went on, that he was really trying to punish lag that was not there. He was trying to force the issue against Cosmos.
Okay, first notes, this matchup is going exactly how I envisioned it should be going for Pyramithra in my head. Cloud has an objectively longer sword than Pyramithra. And Cosmos' goal as Pyro Mithra is to try to grab that space from Spargo and not give him any breathing room, so his sword can be at a range where it is just as effective, if not more, than Spargo's. And right now, Cosmos is doing a great job of not relieving any pressure on Spargo. Even here, right after Spargo techs, boom, he gets a jump read. No breathing room for Spargo at all. Okay, you saw a little bit of it, like right here, when Spargo was just like jumping around and really trying to keep Cosmos out, like you would do with any character that has a smaller sword than you. But overall, Spargo's play as far as mid-range zoning has really not been good, and as you can see, it hasn't because he's losing. Cosmos is doing an amazing job of breaking Spargo's zone. Like, Spargo's like, no, stay out, stay out, stay out. I'm gonna mix up super well, don't care. Just run up and grab, because you just read him. Very well played by Cosmos so far. Cosmos is just picking his spots and his options really well. Like, Spargo is just trying his hardest, like here. He gets a little space when he gets down to the ground, right about here. It's like, stay out, stay away. Cosmos picks his spot perfectly, exactly when to roll in, gets the closeness he wants, and then just pyros him. Good neutral attack coverage. There's not one thing really to show off from this clip, but it's just overall a just super clean edge guard from Cosmos. Like, just look, he uses basically everything he has. So he's here, catches the neutral get up. He goes off late because he knows that Spargo does not want to burn the limit, because every Cloud, when they have limit, will try to jump up and air dodge because they want to keep the limit, they want to keep the stat buffs, they want to keep the buff to moves. But Cosmos does a perfectly timed forward air to catch Spargo. Because reminder, if he misses this forward air or something like that, he's going to be at ledge against Cloud with limit, which is terrible. But he times it correctly, he gets the forward air, and then he just gets this beautiful edge guard. Beautiful. Beautiful play. Ooh, that was nice by Spargo. So when Mithra is doing her back airs, one main problem she can have is if she does too many, because the angle is so close to being like perfectly vertical. If you DI in, eventually you'll get so close to the Mithra that unless they like read your DI, they'll not be in range for the up B. Cosmos thought he was going to DI a bit more out, and he doesn't, and then he misses his up B, and then he actually gets killed for it, unfortunately. One bad thing that I want to say Cosmos has had a habit of, like, all tournament, and I mainly know this. Well, not mainly, but the only reason I know this is because Nairo yelled at him for it. But Cosmos jumped out of disadvantage a lot. Like, there is no reason to jump here. One read by Cosmos and you lose your stock. If you really are that scared of him going off for you, jump a bit later, because if he just does like the classic run off and jump back, you're in a terrible spot. Luckily he gets back to ledge, but still, there's just no reason to this jump. Please don't jump out of disadvantage. There's one of Spargo's tomahawks. Like, it's crazy. Not only that Cosmos is very good at capitalizing on it, but it's also the fact that Pyro Mithra in general, especially Pyra in the corner, makes you so scared to press any button. Because, like, the problem here is if Spargo tried to jump or something, there's no reason that Cosmos couldn't try to do. Pyra's auto canceling for no reason should actually be nerfed, actually broken. This character's stupid up air, and then just drift back and do whatever he wants. So he decides to do nothing, just try to wait it out, and Cosmos gets his tomahawk.
I think he realizes that even Mithra here would do plenty. Yeah.
Unfortunate misspaced up B from Spargo. I think he... Is there a reason why he misspaced that, or is it just... Oh, I think he might have done it like a little early, because he was afraid of Cosmos hitting him. Because like you see right here, Cosmos actually gets very close. Like Cosmos just like right here is just straight up in forward air range. So if like I go back a few frames, like right here, if he had upbeat any later and Cosmos had done like a late like forward air, he would have just straight up hit him. So I think Spargo was pressured into doing the upbeat a bit too early, and then Cosmos gets a free punish. Unfortunate situation, but you know, Cosmos will take that. After watching a set with Spargo, there's really only one person I can justifiably put right after him: Mkleo. Mkleo has been one of the most dominant people just in Smash history in general. Since post-quarantine has started, he has won almost everything, and if he hasn't won, he has gotten second. He has been so incredibly good, and even in his set with Spargo, managed to 3-0 him with his own character, similar to how Cosmos was able to dismantle Spargo's Aegis as well. However, when it comes to Cosmos's versus Mkleo's Aegis, Cosmos was actually able to put Mkleo at a 2-1 deficit in the set with 2 low percent 2 stocks, and forced him to switch onto his Byleth. While Cosmos wasn't able to clinch it out in the end, he actually played really well, and honestly, should have reset the bracket in the 4th game.
Cosmos right here, I feel like what he's doing as far as like staying center stage and not really kind of put himself in a position where he can get neutral.
No, you missed the tap.
Regardless, the set was really fun to watch, and they both gave us a heck of a show.
I really honestly have no idea. That's what makes this such an exciting grand finals, right?
Before we actually get into the meat of the actual game, let's talk about the matchup real quick. A lot of people like to jump to conclusions and say this matchup is absolutely terrible for Byleth. It's just Mkleo carrying the character, and honestly, if they were just equally as skilled, the Aegis would win every time. While I will admit this matchup is definitely Aegis favored, just about like every other matchup in the game, it's still not entirely one-sided as people sometimes claim it to be, because of the fact that Byleth has a get off me nair, which so many characters would love to have. Even as a Palutena player, my nair just straight up will not hit Pyra or Mythra just because their hurt box is so small. But having Byleth's nair, which just no matter what touches your shield, you can rest assured that if the move has enough lag, nair will hit it. Just having something that will guarantee Mythra has to respect your shield is really nice. And on top of that, there's also the fact that Byleth is probably the best character at edgeguarding Pyra and Mythra, period. So not only can you actually relieve a lot of the pressure you have in neutral, but also you can edgeguard them super hard. So while I will say that this matchup is definitely losing for Byleth, you know, Aegis is much faster than Byleth. Advantage state could also be really tough for Byleth. There's a lot of like, you know, classic Pyra Mythra being Pyra Mythra things. I will say this matchup is definitely a lot better for Byleth than people like to give it credit for.
Doing it all right now for Mkleo.
It's so reliable, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
it's reliable because he always knows what to do off of it, off of any percentage. So
reliable, consistent. It just does everything for
Yep.
you.
Like, again, the commentators are even saying it. I cannot stress enough just how much Byleth's nair helps in this matchup. It helps with air to air, helps with out of shield, helps with killing, like you saw in the first stock. It's crazy.
His character.
hey, gotta figure out a way to get the stock off sooner than later, man. Like these stray hits that.
One thing I definitely want to harp on Pyra Mythra players for doing is staying Pyra when you've already like exhausted your advantage state. Pyra is objectively worse for neutral than Mythra. Like as soon as Cosmos missed his up air right here,
Later, man. Like,
as soon as
these
Cosmos is
stray
up
hits-
air, go Mythra. He cannot hit you from there. Just swap to Mythra, then play your broken neutral. But there's no reason why he should stay Pyra
that
for
Byleth will do always
here,
be a decent amount, seeing
here,
that Leo keeps finding
here.
something after
He's
the
still
neutral layer,
Pyra.
so- and he's out of there yet again.
He's still Pyra, and he's just losing because he's playing Pyra. And he gets hit and he's like, oh crap, I have to switch to Mythra. But he should have just done that to begin with. That's one of the things that Pyra Mythra players could definitely do better just in general in a lot of matchups. And once they get more disciplined, it will definitely be like a big problem for people trying to fight them.
Neutral layer. Somebody trying to land something. He lands the forward smash, not into KO just yet.
Oh, nice stall right there. For Leo.
Excellent.
Mkleo's up B stalls, you'll see it. It comes in very clutch for him in this game. If he didn't start implementing up B stalls, he would have lost. Like you'll notice here, he had no resources left, so he used the like little jab up you get when you do your first up B
Somebody trying to land
to avoid this
something. He lands the forward
Mythra
smash,
up
not
B.
into KO just
Very
yet.
very smart. It actually ends up saving him the set later, but that's for a different story.
Stall right there, but I think Mkleo was a little closer. He might have actually hit that F tilt. Or, ooh, down air. Okay. Is it going to be? It will be enough.
That's what he wants, the honest way, right?
One thing I'll say that Cosmos definitely cleaned up from the beginning of the game was his roll coverage. Like, at the beginning of the game, Mkleo was getting away with a lot of rolls off ledge, but look at the number of rolls off ledge that Cosmos covered in a row. If I can find it,
Pirate hit, but he is
Just taking over everything.
Clutch
there was another
I mean,
roll
we
caught.
saw Clutch
We're
Bros
gonna
come
need
out
it,
already.
but-
Like, yeah.
Oh yeah, you're gonna need it now more than ever.
It's not looking like it's hit. Great stall right there, but I think Mkleo was a little closer. He might have actually hit that F tilt. Or, ooh, down
And
air.
another roll caught.
Okay.
Cosmos is just realizing that Mkleo, not unfortunately, but just one thing that Mkleo sometimes defaults to, even though admittedly is a good option, is he rolls a lot more than a lot of top players do, which I'm not gonna comment on whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I will say it's definitely interesting just how much he rolls, and unfortunately it actually cost him that big lead that he had at the beginning of the stock. So just wanted to point that out.
He wanted forward air so bad.
Ooh, that was just a slick turn.
Wait a minute.
Up tilt. Hold on now. Get him off stage.
Down
Open
air's
prey.
not gonna land. It's the forward air.
Okay,
Good
stall
stall.
out.
Can I just say, I've never seen Mkleo quite this, I don't know, scared. There's no, you've noticed he actually
bad.
lost
Ooh,
his
that was
jump
such
here.
just a slick turn
Wait a
around.
minute.
Right
Up tilt. Hold on
here.
now. Get him off stage.
When he jumps and Cosmos catches it, you'll notice there's actually a double jump bubble. He used his double jump. He was so scared of Pirate in the corner. He's like, oh crap, if I get hit by a down air here, I'm gonna lose. So he what he does, he immediately tries to just take to the skies, just get as high above as possible, just get out of the corner. His being in the corner against Pirate is just terrible. But it was a little too predictable. Cosmos saw it coming. Cosmos knew that people really hate being in the corner against Pyro, and like Mars likes to say, people love stage control. In high pressure situations, people love stage control. People hate being in the corner, and Cosmos takes advantage of that, and he gets his punish. And honestly, if he had edge guarded a little better, should have won the set.
Gonna land. It's the forward air.
Leo uses this stall up B. It honestly should not have worked. Cosmos, if you look at how it's his positioning was,
He wanted forward air so bad.
Ooh, that was just a slick turn.
Wait a
around.
minute.
The up tilt. Hold on now. Get him off stage.
Down
Open
air's
prey.
not gonna land. It's the
you'll notice he committed way too early. He jumped as if Mkleo instead of doing anything, was just going to drift slowly downward and try to do a standard recovery. But there was no harm in him just waiting a tiny bit more, and he actually probably would have been in a much better spot to get the edge guard, and if he had just guessed right once, he would have won the set. So he definitely could have had it here, but unfortunately he did not.
forward air.
Okay,
Good
stall
stall.
out. That
Oh,
actually
no, but
worked.
he cornered
Ooh.
himself.
Okay, somehow he managed to get out of there, down tilt
Whoa.
forward air. The
Oh, my
damage
goodness.
is, I mean, it's pretty much the same
No.
right now. Oh! You're dead! He's made it out!
Dude.
Okay, 124 here on Cosmos. 98 on
Oh, we're back to Mithra. He wants
Yep.
a forward smash.
probably. And I mean, if he gets it at the edge, it should kill. Oh!
Yep. And again, just like how Mkleo got punished in the corner, he's trying so hard to jump above, get around instead of just going through. Pyro does not have that good of a neutral, and I feel like he's just playing way too. I feel like he's just playing way too scared here.
124 on
He
Cosmos,
tries to jump
98.
off of the platform not
Ooh,
once
back to
but
Mithra.
twice. He doesn't
Yeah,
even
let's
attempt to drop through the platform, do any sort of pressure. He just tries to jump up, and it nearly loses him the set. So definitely a bit of a miscalculation twice from him. I mean, maybe just once would be okay, but doing it twice is definitely getting a bit predictable. And considering the amount of Pyramithra experience that Cosmos has, he's definitely going to know that what someone wants is to try to get above him instead of going through him, and he takes full advantage of it.
Probably. And I mean, if he gets it at the edge, it should kill.
Oh, he got it!
No! Not enough.
Bro.
Oh, it might be a
How?
heartbreaker if he can't find this next hit. Insane!
what?
He
Oh.
got the block, but it doesn't matter! He's still living!
That boy is not
Oh,
giving it up.
no.
Not like that.
And the tournament ender. Cosmos was really fiending for
Oh, it might be a
a
heartbreaker.
neutral getup or a roll. If Mkleo or neutral getup here, Cosmos has been hitting those literally all weekend. If Mkleo had neutral get up here, he had it. If Mkleo had rolled, he had it. But unfortunately, Mkleo did the one option, actually 1 out of 2 options, because he also could have get up attack that Cosmos really did not want him to do. And he jumped,
If he can't find this
and
next
the
hit.
rest is history.
Insane! He got the block, but it doesn't matter. He's still living.
That boy is not giving it up.
No!
Not like that. The layup.
Still a very, very close set. A very well played set coming out from Cosmos. He far exceeded anyone's expectations for him. He nearly took the crown off of the king at the biggest tournament of all time for Smash Ultimate. Imagine if you are Mkleo, you come to be the best player for Smash Ultimate just forever. You've won everything leading up to this tournament, and then Cosmos, who is not predicted to win this tournament at all, comes and just absolutely destroys you. This almost came to fruition. It just goes to show how well Cosmos played at this tournament. So even though he didn't win, I just want to once again give a huge shout out to Cosmos and just how well he played this tournament. And with that, my work is done. I really hope you guys enjoyed this type of video. I know personally, these are one of my favorite types of videos to watch. Watching people sit down and just talk about Smash has always been a joy to me, and I hope it was for you guys as well. If you enjoyed, I'd really appreciate a like, as it gets this video to more people, and if you want to see more of my content, remember to subscribe. With that said, have a Merry Christmas, and I'll see you next time.